What's going on, fellas? Sean here from Hammerhead Garage. Time for the Sunday night Spitball. What's going on? I got my coffee. Cheers, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. Let's wait for a few people to come piling in here like they normally do. Yeah, so this is the guitar in act I was telling you about. Woo! Props. I'll play you a clip from it if I can here in a minute. But yeah, that's the one that I've been annoying the wife and the neighbors and waking the dead with. But Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab is in the house. Yeah, you had a great turnout on your live stream tonight, Art. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that. Mr. Will Sanders in the house. Of course. Once we get a couple more in here, I'll get the guitar again, show you. This is the old girl right here, or the new girl, I should say. Yeah, she's pretty cool. I like it. It's probably one of the nicer guitars I've owned. But anyway, I'll see if I can figure out how to. I recorded a clip on Cakewalk the other day with it, and I'll see if I can figure out a way to just play a little bit of the highlights of it, if you guys don't mind, and then we can get back to the hot rod shenanigans. It's the old girl still wants your 401k. It wasn't all that much money, to be completely honest, Will, which is good. Anyway, let's just see if I can figure out how to do this. I know I can share my screen video file. I don't know about that. Let's just see. Maybe it'll let me do it. But it may not too. Desktop. I'm looking in desktop. I don't see anything. Let's see here. Bear with me, fellas. So what's going on? Share screen. Okay, well, we can do that. Entire screen. Share. I got to open up something first, though, in order to do that. I believe is how this works. So, okay, just wait here. I might have to turn the volume up, too. Let me know if you guys can hear. Can you hear this? Whoa. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but let me know in the comments if you can. Or it might just be feedback. That'd be cool. Anyway, there we go. Okay. Screen sharing was canceled. Make sure you click share on the model and not cancel. Okay. All right, cool. So that was my guitar, a little thing they have called Cakewalk, which allows you to plug your guitar into the computer and record and listen to a backing track at the same time. So that's what that was about. So anyway, yeah, so didn't have much for videos this week. I had a Brute Force 750 video I put out, just verifying a repair I had done on an axle seal, and just to see that the thing was running the way it should have been before I gave it back to the guy. And fixing the fender on the Ranger, part 2, where I welded in that front piece and then did a little bit more of the body work and stuff like that. So elementary had music class and had us playing some sort of flute thing. I think it was probably the recorder, Will. And I have no clue how to play it. So the whole time the class is trying to play Hot Cross Buns, I'm just blowing into it. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious, buddy. I think most people are in that category, Will, when it comes to the recorder deal. There's your new intro music. Yeah, maybe I will put that in the video. I'm not sure yet. Yes, recorder, he says. I remember the recorder. I played it too. I think every kid in school did for the last 50 years. But anyway, I had a little bit of musical stuff like growing up. I mean, I had uncles that played guitar. That's how I got into guitar. But I didn't start playing the guitar until 1994 is when I picked it up as a beginner. And I just stuck with it, and I've been playing it ever since. And, I enjoy it. It's something I do to relieve stress. Some people hit a heavy bag or hit the booze and the dope. I hit the guitar. I had no time for content this week. Lots of work due to month-end close. Yeah, people get busy, and Mr. This guy's garage, Mr. Sean, my buddy. I don't know how that guy's been doing it, but he's been putting out like 2 videos a day. It's crazy, man. I can't even come close to that. I'm not even going to try, to be honest. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, just I don't pre-plan them. It's just whatever I'm doing at the time. I got a part 4 video of that Raider XV 1900 coming up. I actually got that engine in the frame Friday, and it got a bunch of stuff hooked up to it. So it should either be running tomorrow or Tuesday. Here's hoping. But man, what a pile of stuff I had to stick on that sucker. Yeah, some people have it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a guitar virtuoso, but I mean, I do enjoy the blues. I play folk as well. But again, it's something that I just, wanted to do. I played trumpet in band, I guess, when I was in high school or when I was in junior high a little bit. I was never great at it, but just for the simple fact, though, that I couldn't concentrate on it, and I couldn't commit the time it takes to be really good. It takes an enormous amount of time to be good at something like that. But anyway, yeah, so I got that coming up. I don't know what else. Oh, yes, I've got my motorcycle up on the lift in my own home shop here, and I'm going to be doing a series of videos on that. The Virago seems to be pretty well received by my viewers, so I'm going to do some videos on that. What you do when you get a bike out of storage kind of deal, like to get it up and running for the season again. It's looking like things are going to dry up and warm up enough here that I'll be able to actually ride the thing. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. With all the closures and everything else that's been going on here, it's going to be nice to get on a ride. That's another big stress reliever of mine. You have a busy day at the shop and maybe things didn't go so well that day or whatever. You jump on your machine and 15 minutes later, you're buzzing down the highway or a back road at 60 miles an hour and without a care in the world, right? Oh, coffee tonight, boys, not tea. Oh, that's good. But anyway, yeah. So not much else really to report. Just we've been busy, and as the weather gets better and more bikes get on the road, people see that there's more and more bikes on the road, so they're calling you, and they forgot that they've owned a motorcycle all winter and that it was broke when they put it away last year. That's what 99% of the customers do, and then all of a sudden they need you right now to fix it. And we've been having some problem. The hat says Chop It Cycles. It's a buddy of mine's shop. He builds like custom bikes. He makes frames and gas tanks and fenders and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, yeah, so we're quite busy with the bikes. I am going to do some more body work. The truck on the driver's side door, on the bottom of the sill of the door, the outer skin has some scabs on it. I'm not quite sure how bad that is yet. I'm going to have to do some digging around in there just to see if it's completely bad or if it's just going to be a matter of fixing it up, putting a little bit of metal in there. Or I have a whole other door on the green truck that's in great shape, so I may just end up scabbing the door off of that one. That's probably what will end up happening there. But anyway, we'll see what happens. The best and easiest route is probably the route I'm going to end up taking, and that seems to always be the one that works the best for me. But see, my problem is too, though, and Art, you can probably relate to this in a certain degree. A fella doesn't always have the most help that he needs sometimes to do some of these things like hang a door. Or you got to get creative with your tools and how you set things up if you don't have someone else to come help you. I mean, it's nice if you've got a bunch of buddies that hang out at your shop and help you put motors and transmissions and whatever in, but not everybody can do that or has the ability to do that, especially right now. Green door plus canyon black equals win. Yeah, that may very well end up being the recipe that we follow, Art. But anyway, yeah, so you guys go check out Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab. Go check his channel out. If you want, Art, put a link up there for your channel in the comments. Will you do the same if you're trying to promote your channel? I am still planning on doing a shout out video for you guys when I get around to it. Like I said, it's just been kind of crazy trying to get organized after not working like a lot, and then all of a sudden going from from hero to zero, and then from zero to hero. It's kind of it takes a little bit to get reaccustomed to everything, but we're in the swing of her. We're going to give her the old. I'll tell you what, the days are getting longer. I'm kind of liking that. When I was doing these videos in January, February, March, it was dark, and it's still light out, believe it or not. Let's see if I can show you with the camera. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but I don't know if you can see outside or before that was like pitch black, right? It's still semi-light. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, if you're wondering what my shirt says, it says "Too weird to live." Stand up and show you. It's in reference to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys know what that movie is. It's the one Johnny Depp did about the life of Hunter S. Thompson in Los Angeles. But anyway, it's quite comical. When I would get home, it'd be pitch black, but now I have some sunshine. Yeah, I'm liking the light. I got to be honest. Especially here in Canada, Will. When it gets dark, it seems to stay dark like for months. Like January, February, March are kind of bad months for that. It's light here for about another hour. Yeah, right on. Yeah. So so what time is it where you are, Art, right now? It's 6:44, would it be? So you're like 2 hours? So I think the dog just walked into the bathroom, so the wife's probably going to yell at him here in a second. Put the run to him. You'll see him scurrying out here. There he goes. He'll come running out. 6:45. Yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway, yeah, it's 8:45 here in Novi. There he is, disgruntled because he's been just told to leave the bathroom. But yeah, so yeah, we were talking about tonight on Dr. Art's live stream. We're talking about dream cars and stuff we'd like to have and everything. But you know, it's all dependent on what you can afford. You know, like there is a limit. You know, and especially right now where there's resources are thin and they're being used in so many different places. You know, and I'm kind of a one project at a time kind of guy anyway. So I haven't really finished the truck the way exactly I'd like to have it. So I'm going to just keep plugging at that for a bit. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have like that. There was that car I was telling you about, Art, that 47 Plymouth Businessman's Coupe. It is on Kijiji. There is a fairly decent one. Well, let's go look at it. I'll see if I can find it here and put it on screen, show you. And it looks like a solid old girl. Just bear with me here, and I'll check it, see if I can find it. He wants what I think is probably a pretty fair deal for it. And like you were saying, you can't exactly go to your local Plymouth dealer and buy those cars anymore, right? Those post World War II, like early pre-50 cars. They're not exactly giving them away anymore. They're not exactly around anymore. Period. The end. But 7:45 for Will. Yeah, right on. So you're only an hour behind me, Will. Let's see if I can find this car. I should be able to find this car, fellas. I'm no internet whiz, obviously, but I do enjoy checking to see what's around. Okay, well, that's kind of the wrong thing right there. Anyway, we'll let it run. So what's been going on with you fellas? Art, I know you've had a busy week. Will, what have you been doing? Probably just work, eh? Oh. Classic cars. Yeah, Kijiji for us in Canada is kind of similar probably to your Craigslist, I would guess, down in the USA. And you get all manner of things on there. Okay, here it is here. Let me just see if I can share my screen, fellas, and show me. Oh, that's right. Art, your shop is going up. Please do some video of that. I'd love to see that. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay, Chrome tab. Okay, here's the, you fellas see that? Add it to the screen here. There we go. Maybe I can blow it up. Full screen layout. Here it is here. It's a 47 Plymouth Business Coupe. And I'll just scroll through some of the pictures. It looks pretty solid. It doesn't look like there's, I mean, it's got the regular patina on it. Wow, that's a cool interior, eh? I love that interior. Looks like, it doesn't look like it's a complete rusty piece of junk. I mean, it doesn't have paint on it. It's got patina, but I've seen a lot worse than this. Apparently he says it runs and yard drives, so I don't know. That doesn't look all that bad. The price, he's asking 7,500 Canadian for it. And it says in the ad here, it says, has original drivetrain, aside from an 8 3/4 rear housing. The car starts, runs, drives, stops. Very solid old car. 7,500, no trades, firm on the price. I would imagine he is firm on that price, I would guess. Because like I said, you're not going to be able to find them just anywhere, right? And that's good for Canada. Like, yeah, for Canada, you're not going to get any better. No, you're not, because everything else would be a complete pyramid of rust. Yeah, yeah, it's about $5,000 US. You're right. Yeah, that's about what it is, and it looks like a solid old car. It's a two-door businessman's coupe too, so it's got the back seat delete, I believe. Like it's got the little side marker windows on it, which is very cool. Yeah, Canadian will 7,500 Canadian. But anyway, yeah, I mean they got a few around. I mean, what else was I looking at? Um, there's a few things kicking about here, but some of it's just complete utter junk. But there's a few gems in the pile. This is that car I was looking at, Art, that I was telling you I was gonna may possibly use as a beater. Let me find it again here. It's a 55 Olds 98. We'll blow that up. I think that is full screen, but let me blow the ad up. You can see the picture a little better. Can you guys see that? She's crusty. It looks pretty crusty, but it doesn't look terrible. Again, I've seen worse. And it is an Oldsmobile. You know, back in '55, that was a pretty quality car. Like that was, if your grandmother or grandfather had a car like that, like he was really somebody. Oh, it's got the fuzzy dice. That's cool too. Get that old 50 steering wheel. The interior doesn't even look half bad in it. It's got the green still on the door panels and whatnot. You know, again, there's a lot worse around than that. Four-door Mafia lowrider. Indeed, yeah. Yeah. What's Will saying here? Can't have one of these cars with fuzzy dice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can, for sure. Absolutely. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. So, I mean, there is some stuff around, but like, there's a lot of stuff 60,000. But I mean, some people think they have gold. And now here's another example: 1960 International Harvester B110 pickup truck. Like that's a pretty classic deal, right? I would consider those trucks to be fairly classic. I'll show you this one while we're in this mode. Chrome tab. There. See, I mean, they want $10,000 for that. I'll show you I'll go through the photo montage here. Doesn't look like it's too rusty. It's got dents and dings. Of course, it would for a truck that old. I like the sticker, slow down, life is a journey. I mean, that in Nova Scotia, that would be considered excellent. Now, if you were to find a truck like that out in BC or someplace like that, it'd probably be just an average truck. But here in Nova Scotia, that would be considered, like fairly excellent, right? Yeah, the old inner smashable. So that's kind of neat. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd buy it. Yeah, for sure. Love those trucks. Love those old trucks. Yeah. Cool truck, but 10K. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Like in my mind, that's probably a $7,000 truck, right? Like realistically, right? And the one I saw on like that I was showing you in my junkyard video, that old International probably could be fixed up to look something as good as that or better. International travel, but I had the distance on max, and it was in Washington. Right on. Yeah, you can't get them all, boys. As much as you'd want to try or think that. Now there was one rig that I did spy that is kind of weird that it hasn't sold because they're very, very collectible. You guys will probably agree with me on this next one. I mean, Mopar seems to be the deal with everybody. It's a 71 Plymouth Duster. It's got no engine or transmission in it, but check this thing out. Let me just take that off. Yeah, definitely go see Skull Garage when you're down there. I know those boys. They're good fellas. Let me blow this one up. This is a 71 Plymouth Duster. Probably came with a 318 or something in it, but it's just a shell. But I mean, it doesn't look all that bad. I'm surprised that that hasn't sold, to be completely honest. It's got the rally stripe on it. It's got the shaker hood. You know, it's got a little bit of crustiness, but I mean, what doesn't that year vintage? Needs a trunk pan, obviously. But it looks pretty straight. Like, it doesn't look like it was hit on the front end or crash damage. It'd be a good start for a project, a person would think, right? Things open up and take a trip down by me or Skull Garage. Yeah, no, definitely. You go down and see Justin or Dale and Colton, and they're great fellas. They're really cool guys. And go check their channel out. You want to see the stuff they do. It's just insane. They're popular cars, but I personally am not a huge fan. No, I mean, but something like that, like, I mean, that's the kind of stuff people want. Like the guys, especially the guys that are Mopar and O-Car, that's the kind of stuff they like, right? Shaker hood alone, people want. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so for $5,000, a person could buy that and even put a 360 in it or something in an automatic and just make like a summertime cruiser car out of it. You wouldn't even have to hot rod it too much. Although I think if I had that, I'd probably want to put a 440 and a stick in it. But of course, I want to do that with every car. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, you take it, you get some sheet metal for it, you weld in some pans. You know, even if you just leave the original paint on it, just patch things up on it, and get the brakes and the suspension all up to snuff, and drop a motor and transmission in it, and just drive it as is. You know, fix it if you feel like it, or don't fix it. I mean, I don't think that's one of those ones where you're going to lose any money off of. Like, you wouldn't lose any cash on that. You'd probably end up gaining your money back and then some, right? 440s in those cars leave almost no room for headers. No, I know. They're pretty tight in there, because I think originally they had a slant 6 in them. Some models did, but I think the biggest V8, well, I know they had a 340 in them. We had a 71 Demon when I was a kid, had a 344 speed in it. But 318, rings the bell. A lot of them were made with the 318 poly or the 318 engine in it. I'm no Plymouth expert or Dodge expert. You'd have to ask Nick from Nick's Garage about those things. He'd know all about them. But yeah, so that's kind of neat. Nice little trip down on the local scrapyard here to see what's around. Yep. So back at her tomorrow morning. We'll see what we can get done on that. I'd like to get that Raider out of my hair. I would feel a whole lot better about the work schedule if I could get that one done. Because we've had that bike since January, boys, and we've been waiting for 3 months for parts for it. So it's kind of one of those ones where when the weather's getting better, the owner's looking for it. And, of course, it's putting pressure on me to get it finished. And I understand. I mean, the weather's getting better. People want to ride, right? And especially with the way things are right now in both countries, people need all the alone time or the, like the solitude they can get, it seems, these days, right? But what's Art saying here? Fender well headers in the A body. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just run them right in the fender wells. Shoot them out the side. Paint them white though. Make sure they're white. But yeah, they're cool cars. I mean, that 71 Demon we had, that thing was a rocket ship from what I remember. I mean, I remember some really fast trips to town from where I lived in that thing. And I was only a little boy at that time. Like, this was probably, 76 maybe, 77 at the latest, but 76. I wasn't a very old fella. I was just a little kid, but I do remember some pretty quick trips in that thing. I can still hear that 340 scream and 66,000 plus RPM, right? And Dad shifting, right? And the car would lurch forward and away we go again in the other gear. But you buy what you can afford and you use what you got and you fix what you have and you're happy with it. And I'm quite happy and satisfied with what I have at the moment. I mean, yeah, I'd like to probably build a gas or something at some point, like get an old Comet or Falcon or whatever, lightweight Ford, and stick a fairly warm big motor in it. Who doesn't like that, right? But I mean, it's like you said, it's nice to even with a 6-cylinder just cruise them around with like 6-cylinder and a C4, man. You could drive that thing all over the place. Put like a 308 rear gear in it. Thing would get great mileage. You could cruise down the highway, not skip a beat. And you got a classic old car. And you know what? I don't care if it's a 2-door or a 4-door. That I don't know why everyone wants the 2-door cars. Like, did they make less of those than a 4-door? If anything, I would think they probably did, because a 4-door car was a family-oriented car, and that would be what most of the manufacturers would probably try and like clue in on, right? But I like 4-doors. There's nothing wrong with a 4-door, and you can always, if you're time for bed. If you're a welder, you can always make a 4-door car into a 2-door anyway. There's lots of guys that have done that. They've done pulled the doors out and just extended the quarter panels or put a pillar in or something, welded it in. You got a welder and sheet metal and a dream, you can make anything happen pretty near. Make that Plymouth a gasser. Wouldn't that be wild, eh? Have a big chrome Ford drop axle on the front of it and have it sticking up about that high with a big moon gas tank on the front. That'd be pretty neat. Big set of Hoosier tires on the back of her. Now you're talking. I put a T5 swap in a Buddy 62 Falcon with a 200 cubic inch 6 with a small cam. That car flew. Oh yeah, for sure, all day it would. So still 6 cylinders, right? T5 swap. Oh yeah, that thing would be great. Put it in overdrive on the highway. The thing would be barely working. And slam a 440 in there. Yeah, I don't know, boys, but if I was going to build a Mopar or a Dodge product, it'd likely have a 440 engine in it. They seem to be the one to pick if you like performance. Like they're torque monsters, right? Nick's made a few on his engine dyno that were 600 plus horsepower and probably 500 foot-pound of torque, and that's a lot for any car, right? But anyway, either that or a 400. Yeah, 400s were good engines. Ford's 400 engine, which is the modified 351 modified and the 400, they were good. They were very underrated engines. They were actually quite good motors. My 79 F100 had a 351M modified engine in it, and it was no boat anchor. The thing and they can be made to make power. I mean, a lot of guys, they think, oh, it's just a slow smog emissions engine. Well, if you put a good set of cylinder heads on it, zero deck the block, and put flat tops in it, it becomes a performance engine in a hurry. Stock, his car went 70 miles an hour. Now he does 70 in second gear. The T5 was the right deal for that thing, then, is what it sounds like. Yeah, 6-cylinder engines get those straight sixes back in the 70s and stuff. They were pretty cool. I mean, we had a slant six and an old swinger, I think it was, and that thing was tough, man. You couldn't kill that motor. And we tried. Dad tried. Love me a 400 cubic inch Ford. Yes, sir. Nothing wrong with those engines at all. And they'll fit anywhere that a 351 Windsor will fit. 460 was a good engine. They're very good. They're gas guzzling machines, though. I had one in a motorhome one time, and I drove all the way across Canada in it. And it was $2,800 in fuel. And that's with the cruise control set at 55 miles an hour. So they are gas guzzlers unless you put a really low granny gear in them. But they do make a tremendous amount of power, Will, the 460, if you put good heads on it. And I know a guy that's got one with twisted wedge heads and a tunnel ram set up with two Holly 600s or whatever it is on it. And the thing, yeah, it's very stout. They make 1,000 horsepower with those things in mud drag trucks here in Nova Scotia all the time with the 460 big block. And they can be made into a really stout street engine too. But like I said, I guess performance and fuel mileage don't necessarily go together. In fact, they don't at all. But 460s, even naturally aspirated, they like to eat fuel at an amazing rate. Hey, Jody, what's going on, buddy? All's good, man. Nice to have you here, bud. How's things with you, Jody? You out riding yet? But anyway, yeah, the big block, they just sound different. And they make torque. That's why guys like them in those big heavy cars way back when, is because they make gallons of torque. And the torque is really what moves you down the road, especially a heavy truck or a heavier car. Most of the cars when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, they were big, long boats. They're like 25, 30 feet long. You know, like we had Chrysler Imperial, Newports. We had full-size Fords, you know, that had 460s in them. Like Trinos and all that kind of stuff. And they had 429 or 460 Ford engine, big block motor in it. You know, lots of 383s, all kinds of stuff. Mr. Sanders. Here's that 62 Falcon vid. Yeah. I like the Falcons. I do. I like the Falcon and the Comet. Like I was saying, my uncle had a 63 Comet Caliente, 390 high performance with a 4-speed. And that thing was no slouch. For back in 63, it was one of the quicker cars around. It's good. It's been a bit rainy and windy. Raining right now. Been super busy at work. Not much time to do anything but get a little sleep. Yeah, I hear that. Did get the bike out of the garage and de-dusted it. Right on. I got mine out of the corner that it's been residing in all winter in my shop, Jody, and got it on my lift today. So I'm in the same boat you are. I've de-dusted it, and I topped off the fuel tank with some high-test gas, and probably during the week here I'll put some new plugs in it, change the oil and filter, and put the battery in it, fire it. Probably have a video of that too. Hey, William, all's good with you. Yeah. But anyway, I was over at Coastal Auto Reaction. There's another good channel out in BC. And they did a burnout in an old Dodge D100 truck with a porta potty in the back of it while Buddy was in there. Go check that out if you guys want a good laugh. And I mean, like to the point where I think the rubber actually came off the rims and it was just fire and sparks. I mean, it just wound her right up. And Buddy's he's in the porta potty the whole time they're doing it. Bunch of clowns, eh? Just real windy this week. Yeah, it's been windy here in Nova Scotia too. There must be like a low pressure system moving up the coastline or something. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm hoping we're supposed to get some good sun here in the next few days. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Saw Jody's Ranger videos. Yeah, the thing sounds awesome, eh? Yeah, I can't wait to see that thing going. But anyway, yeah, I'll show you the guitar, Jody, if you want to see what it looks like. Oh, and I got some blisters on my fingers now because I've been just giving her much to the wife's chagrin. She's been putting up with it, but I got this, like I was telling the boys, I got this amp simulator on the computer here, and basically any type of amplifier combination you can think of from like the 50s onward, it has it. So I've been in there like just going crazy with pedals and all that kind of stuff. Well, what's he saying here? I'm probably going to take off work a day and haul it down to the dyno shop. Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to see what it's making for sure, but the way I look at it, man, is it's definitely going to be fast. So I mean, if it's not the number you're looking for and it still goes real well, that's the important thing. But anyway, yeah, so the plan for the Ranger again is I got to get some parts ordered here for that rear end because I still have it sitting on axle stands right beside my truck. I'm going to put 410 gears in it, a new traction lock center section, shim it all up, get it ready to go, throw it in the truck, and we'll have videos of all that. And then I got some more body work to do. I got to figure out if I'm putting the green door on the truck or not, and then get it all. You know, maybe I'll just go out and buy 100 cans of that Canyon Black. That's what Dr. Earth thinks I should do. Just go buy a bunch of cans of that and spray it up. And you know, it's a satin black, which is kind of what I like anyway, because it's very hot roddy. And the great thing about that type of deal is that if you ever scratch it up or you put a big mark down the side of it, it's not a big deal. You just go get another can of Canyon Black, right? And away you go. You can fix it up. Got to be tuned anyway, only on the startup tune. That's right. You're running FI, aren't you, Jody? Are you fuel injection? Pretty sure you are. So yeah, it would never hurt to have a good tune on it for sure, especially when you start running it up the RPM higher and you get up above 5. Yeah, I probably will eventually, Jody, but right now I'm going to stick NA and I'm going to see what I can get out of this thing the way it is. It's already pretty good. It's pretty quick. So I'm thinking if I put some 410 gears in it and do a few other little tricks that I know, I can probably get a lot more out of it. And then if that's still not enough, then definitely I've still got all the turbo stuff. Fuel injected, yeah, okay. I wish you could find a black Ranger door. Can never find black. Yeah, it's the color that seems to disappear from the scrap yards the most. There's a lot of black trucks around. That's kind of one reason why I was thinking about maybe doing like Leadfoot Gray, is because there's so many black trucks. Turbo will change your world. Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt about it. But it'll also reveal all the stuff that I need to fix on the truck, which is my fear. We'll have to, you know, because it needs better suspension. The rubber bushings and the spring hangers and all that on the back, they should all be replaced. It needs good shocks. It needs, you know, a little more oomph before I go to that level of power. Turbo would be cool though, because it's almost like having nitrous full time, and you don't have to fill the bottle, right? Can't find a black truck. Yeah. It's because everybody's buying them. Find all the weak parts. Oh yeah, you'll definitely discover anything that's not up to snuff with a turbo, with any forced induction, Jody, blower, whatever, even nitrous. That'll show you where the weak links are for sure. I like a white car. That way I can see the pollen sticking. Yeah, we get a lot of pollen here, Will. I don't know if you're allergic. It sounds like maybe you are. But anyway, yeah, so we're coming into my busy season, so we'll just do what we can do. There's no way I'm going to be able to do like 3 videos a week or anything like that, but I'll just put up what I can. And I do have the advantage, though, of being able to videotape cool stuff as it becomes available in my shop and at my shop at home and whatever. And when I do come across stuff like that, you can be sure I'll be doing a video about it. But I don't know how Sean does it. He's doing 2 a day at least. And wow, I mean, that is definitely the secret to success on YouTube. The more videos you put up, the better, because it ups your chances of having one going viral, right? Which is good, but there's more to it than just that, obviously. But like I was saying last week, I mean, you can have a video of some cat taking a crap in the yard, and it'll get 66 million views overnight. But it's just ridiculous how some of these things get the views they do. And when you paint stuff white, you don't see as much of the paint problems. That's true. Black's the hardest color to hide inferior bodywork, no question. And one year that pollen got me. I'd cough and cough all my air out and couldn't catch my breath for like 5 to 7 seconds. It was scary. Yeah, that is scary, dude. I got this thing sometimes where I wake up and I'm like that. Like, I forget what they called it, like sleep apnea, I think it is, where all of a sudden you stop breathing or whatever, and then you wake up just like grabbing for air, and you're huffing and puffing and nothing's coming in. That's a scary deal. It's also why I don't smoke anymore, because my lungs just can't handle it. I used to paint professionally too and do body work, and some of that stuff's unfortunately migrated into my lungs. But but anyway, yeah, we're at the point right now where the trees around here are just starting to get those little buds on them. You know what I mean? Like, just the bare little bit of green coming out of them. So another 2 weeks, it'll be full-blown pollen. So if you're allergic, that's the time where you're going to blow up. It happened 1 year, but that was some scary. Oh yeah, definitely. No question. I know that feeling, dude, and it does not feel good. There are no old paint guys for that reason. Yeah, did you ever go on go on to YouTube and check out like that Formco 1969 Ford plant where they're building cars and whatnot, and you go in the paint booth and no one's wearing a mask and they're in there spraying the old lacquer paint. Like I said to the wife one day, I said, every one of those guys is dead for sure, right? But they must be. No, not a mask to be seen anywhere, like as far as like an end. But I guess they didn't really know about that stuff back then, or think much of it. My truck's 2660, Jody. Yeah, that's what it weighs without me in it. It's probably closer to 2900 with me in it, I would think. 28 something, whatever. But it's light. It's light. I did a power to weight calculation on it, and it came out to about like 6.8 or 6.9. So that's pretty decent. Let's go all over your car. Yeah, they do, Will. You get that yellow dust, especially in the summer months. I was driving and I saw just one car with it all over while every other car is just fine. You probably parked that thing under a tree, Will, and then that's why it was so covered in it. Yeah, a lot of these guys that are posting real heavy weights for Gen 1 Rangers, it's because they got they're running race weight in them, and they've got like great big heavy fuel cells, and they got all this extra stuff under there, right? And there's one guy said it was like 3,300. I'm like, where are you getting all the weight from? I mean, some fellas are running like a big stroke or combination too, like a 408 twin turbo deal. Well, that's going to add some weight, right? But light is right, man. That's always the way I look at it. Light is right. The same 2650, 2900 with me in it and fuel. Yeah. So, I mean, that's sub 3,000 is with any amount of power is quick, damn quick. Street trim, all power options and AC. Yeah, but you know what, Jody? If you want to lighten that truck up, you can definitely do that, dude. Just strip some of that stuff out, pull your door panels off, and then just cut some of those braces out inside the door. It's not great for crash stuff, but if you want to lighten her up, you can definitely do it. Just see, the problem is with my truck and Art's truck is that there's only so many places you can take weight from because there isn't much there for a body to begin with. All I got is a little cab, and it's basically just pop can metal covering it. It's really thin sheet metal and a box. I guess I could go to one of those fiberglass boxes, the lighter ones. But where you want the weight on a truck is in the back, really not in the front. Newer models are heavier, yeah, because they got all that stuff in them, right? And all those creature comforts that the older trucks didn't have. Like electronic locks and all that other. I don't want any of that stuff, man. I mean, I guess it's got its purpose or whatever, but I like old school, like crank handles for the window glass, and you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, full out race truck and a Gen 1 platform would be a screamer, dude. I definitely put a cage in something like that. In fact, my truck, if it gets quick enough, will have a cage in it. That's going to add some weight, but it'll also save my life if I roll it over. X-Cab 2001 V8 was 3150 with full interior and AC, etc. And that's not even all that bad, really. 3150 with all that extra stuff. That's pretty good. That's only like 250, 300 pounds off our weight. And I mean, really, too, if you got a turbo in it, you can make up for that weight just by cranking the boost up a little bit. I'm sure if I loosen up the window track, what's he saying here? It won't be as bad, though. Loosen up the window track. It won't be as bad, though. Oh, yeah. No, probably not. But anyway, fellas, I think we're going to call her quits for the night. Thanks, everybody, for coming on. Appreciate it very much. It's always nice talking to you guys. I always think about you during the week. I wonder what you fellas are doing. And, I hope you are getting on and getting out, and and being a little bit rebellious, and like I'm that way. I don't do anything anyone really tells me to do. In fact, a lot of times I just do the opposite. So I'm not saying that's necessarily a good life plan, but you do what you got to do, right? Drink coffee, be safe, friggin' rights. If you guys ride, get out and ride. If you don't, well, we'll get out and ride for you. But keep finding cool stuff. If you come across something cool, throw a video up. I enjoy that stuff tremendously, right? I expect to see maybe some videos from you, Art, when you're putting your new shop up this coming week or whatever. I'd love to see some of that progress. That'd be cool. And I'll have some videos coming out on the motorcycle and whatnot. You don't drink coffee, Will? I can't live without it. I guess it's the mechanic in me. It's my whole shop runs on caffeine. Hey, Hoppy's Junkyard Rally. Right on, man. Just in time to say hello. Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing as well as can be expected, my man. We're just kind of wrapping her up for the night here. I got to hit the hay because 6 a.m. comes real quick here in the East Coast. But anyway, it was a good video you had on there today of the 5-liter guy beating up on Raggedy Ann. That was pretty rippy. You're into sodas, eh? Will? Right on. Yeah, Jody, you know, you got to have some caffeine to get you right before you start your day, right? Late night at the drag strip. Yeah, you too, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Right on, boys. Thumbs up for War Amps. Stay classy. I'll see you fellas next week. Take care, guys. Cheers.